Good day, beautiful soul family, and welcome back to On Another Level. So, this pretty much is a warning. It's a warning for the beautiful soul family. And so, again, further meditation is not, it's not just receiving knowledge, information, but it's also about meditating upon it. It's what I like in it. Divine Spirit is showing me a table that is a beautiful feast. And as you may go to a buffet, a Chinese buffet or whatever type of buffet where there's an array of foods, like a golden corral, and you go and and when you go there, you have to be hungry. Okay, there's no way that you're gonna go to an Golden Corral or any Chinese or any type of restaurant that has a buffet, because Indian restaurants too as well. But anyways, the thing about it is, beautiful soul family, is that it's an array of food placed in front of you. And so you take a little bit of here and you take a little bit of there, and then you sit down and then you feast upon it. And you really take into the right way of eating, okay? And as you're eating upon that information, then you are nourished. And so the Divine Spirit is telling me just look around. So I'm sitting in my car and I'm looking around. And the first thing that I was talking about early in other videos was predators. So I see a van and it says Predators Reptile Center. Then I look up ahead and I see vape smoke. And what Divine Spirit was telling me, this is a confirmation of what I've been telling you. So as I was speaking about in the Bible, it was about the Moabites. The Moabites were setting up, especially Balak was trying to find so many different people who could bring forth curse upon the people. Okay, and some who didn't mind putting curses and blessings on people, just they could not, for the mere simple fact that they may be putting curses upon themselves. And so Divine Spirit was telling me that there's predators that will put up a smoke screen, vipers. And so keep your head a swivel. Divine Spirit, well, before I saw all of this, Divine Spirit was, as I was doing my errands and stuff, Divine Spirit was telling me about carriers. Carriers are people who are groomed, and they are groomed to go ahead and bring about an energy that is meant to tear down. So you may look at somebody, you may say, oh, wow, this person is handsome or attractive. And that's on the outside, but you do not know what they are carriers of. And this could be physically, but more so spiritually. Carriers of an energy, carriers of even a spirit. So they're not only a host that is running them rampant, but they're also carriers to spread. I remember when my sons and I were running errands, and this guy, he was so sick and he was vomiting, and his vomit was green. I know there are those who are uh, sensitive in reference to when they see one person vomit, they're about to vomit as well. And so it's like this it's so infectious or whatever. But Divine Spirit was telling me that you don't see how this person is filled with spores and sickness because they're groomed to look handsome or beautiful, but they're carriers. And they know they're carriers. You see, it's one thing if they didn't know that they were carriers, but the thing about it is that when you're seeing a person, they're not just carrying one thing, which is enslaving them. Oh, they got buddies. Okay, they got legions. Okay, and so when they come upon you, they are carriers looking to infect you. Now, in the Bible, it was talking about how the Moabite women were groomed to be tempters to the men. And it's still very much so in this day. But the thing about it is that for those women who are not in the world and keep themselves sacred, they're looking for that purity. Okay? The Vice Spirit is telling me about in the past, maybe they do it now in some traditions, I'm not quite sure, but majorly in the past, they would have dowries or something like that, where the men would only marry the woman or want to be connected, married to the women that were virgins, and they would pay a high price for that. Now, you may not be a virgin, but when you have disconnected from the world and you keep your body sacred and you continue to prune so that you can continue to grow and your garden is taken care of well, your heart is, you're in tune with your heart. All of that is pure. All of that is beautiful. Do not overlook the work that you're doing within self. Moth will be like to a flame. You are the light. And when you live your life on purpose, with purpose, and you're not willy-nilly, your body is not a revolving door. You see, after a while, that energy comes and goes. A revolving door is toxic. You can't breathe in toxicity. And so after a while, you can't manifest. So now there are harvesters looking to find, well, I can't be this within myself. That's what they tell themselves. So I'm going to groom people to make them carriers to tear you down. And that's what it's all about. It's about that. When I think about it, it's a crab effect where, there are people who are coming out of the bucket, and it's the ones from the very bottom, the grimy uh, crabs who are not necessarily trying to get out because either they like it or they just feel so down about themselves that they realize, no, it's just not for me. It's that institutional type of mentality. There are people who have been in prison or imprisoned for so long that when they get out, they don't know how to be. So they end up doing the same old things so that it can draw them and suck them back in. And those are the crabs that are looking, and they're used to pull you down. So keep your head on a swivel. Stay focused on divine spirit. And Yeshua, divine spirit is telling me, the more you know about yourself, because I was like, well, how to defeat this? The more you know about yourself, the more you can disconnect. Because sometimes when you don't go within, you think that the people, that you're missing out on something, or this could be a good thing. But the thing about it is that divine spirit will show you on a spiritual plane energetically of what it stands before you. And don't think, well, don't think that uh well, I'm too hard on myself, or I'm not having enough fun, or really that I need to really get balanced. You are balanced. Being in the word, you are balanced. Connected to the divine spirit and Yeshua, you are balanced. Yeshua, yes, you are balanced, okay? And don't overlook your work that you're doing within, because others aren't. So much that they want to tear you down, so much that they want to interject these extra buddies that they carry along with them. So, beautiful soul family, you are being warned. Continue to do the good work inside and out. Have a beautiful and wonderful day. Namaste.